Hey mathematicians, happy Friday. Make sure before we begin today that your Chromebook is charged and you're going to want to bring some creativity and some thinking outside the box into today's assignment. We are going to review what we've learned about two-dimensional figures in our little geometry unit, and you're going to be introduced today to your geometry project. So I'm going to take us on over to Google Classroom where everything is posted about your project, the requirements, the materials, and some examples. All right, here we are in the Google Doc that is linked to Google Classroom. For Math 6 Gold, we are doing a 2D geometry city project. This is going to be due next week, so it's a long-term project. You have Friday, the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7 days for this project. It's due by Thursday, May 14th. Remember, we don't have school. I'm checking my calendar. We don't have school on May 15th, so this is due on the 14th, no later than 3:30 p.m. It's going to be due to me via email, so you're going to be taking some pictures. If you need help taking the pictures or you're not sure how to take clear pictures, please let me know or ask someone at home for help. This might be a case where maybe you ask your parents to take a picture on their phone. Your parents can also email me pictures if that's easier. The directions for this assignment are posted on this document, and I'm going to take some time to read through them with you to make sure that you are ready to go. So using the list of requirements below, you're going to create a unique geometrically themed town. You're going to be creative, hopefully have some fun, and remember this is going to count as your geometry assessment grade. So this is what we call project-based learning. You're going to be assessed using a project instead of a regular test that we might do in class. When you're finished, like I said, you're going to take super clear pictures and email them to me. If you need help, always let me know. For the materials, I want you to be creative. If you are really tech savvy and like using different applications online or like know of a website for digital art that you want to use, please go for it. That's totally fine. I'm looking at you, Alexander. If there is something that you feel comfortable with and think would be a great medium for this project, please do it. You can also use good old-fashioned construction paper, or if you want your city to be bigger, you can tape white sheets of computer paper together and make almost like a little poster board. You can use poster board if you have that at home. Guys, if you're out of something, like if you're out of construction paper or you don't have any plain blank paper at home anymore, or your markers are dried out, or your colored pencils are broken, and your family doesn't have a sharpener at home, like I don't have a sharpener at home, please let me know. I am happy if you don't have a way of getting supplies for this project, I am happy to socially distance drop them off for you. Whatever you guys need, I'm here for you, so please talk to your parents and then email me or have them email me if you need any supplies for this project. All right, here are our requirements. You need to name your town and put your town sign on a geometric shape, so choose any 2D shape to put your sign. It needs to be clear. There's some requirements for the roads. So you have to name all of your roads something mathematical, such as Degrees Drive. You could do Angle Avenue, something like that. You need to have at least 2 parallel roads and at least 1 set of roads that intersect as well. There's some requirements for buildings that you're going to use in your town that you need to include. So notice it says at least 7 buildings, and here are your choices for shapes. If you want to do more than 7 buildings and bring in other shapes like a circle or an octagon or a pentagon, please feel free to. Each building is also going to have a geometric name. You want to include at least 2 acute, 2 right, and 2 obtuse angles somewhere in your town. So if you're drawing a tree, one of your angles could be with the branches. And I just want you to give an estimate for their measurement. I know we don't all have protractors at home, so just do your best guess. Remembering that a right angle is 90 degrees, so if it's an acute angle, it should be less than 90. You're going to create a park in your town. And here are the requirements for the park. You guys can read, so I'm not going to read every single line to you. Include any 5 of the following, so you don't have to include all of these, but pick 5. But here are the things you must do. You must be neat. I would recommend using a ruler or a straight edge of a book. If you don't have a ruler at home, you can use any straight edge. That could be the straight edge of a book, a folder, a whiteboard, a picture frame, any straight edge will do. There needs to be a lot of color. Everything needs to be colored. This shouldn't be a sketch with just pencil or just black marker. Pay attention to detail. Make sure you're following this list carefully. If you want to print it out and just do a little check mark as you work next to the things you've completed, that's totally fine and would be a good way to keep yourself on track. You're going to clearly label items that need to be labeled. If something says that it needs to be labeled, make sure I can read it. So if you colored your streets using a black crayon, don't write your street name over the black crayon. I'm not going to be able to read it. Ask questions to your classmates and to me as needed. Each one of you is going to be creating your own geometry city. However, if you want to ask a classmate a question or get their advice or input on something, reach out to them, call, text, FaceTime, and obviously you know I'm here to help you. We can always meet one-on-one in a Google Meet, or you can ask questions next week during our Tuesday and Thursday Google Meets at 11 o'clock. And pace yourself. You have about 7 days to work on your project, so that should be reflected in your work. It shouldn't look like you just decided to do this at 3 o'clock on Thursday. Put some thought and planning into it. If I were you, I would kind of sketch out my ideas on a sheet of paper before beginning. I included on the final page, if you scroll down, or the final pages, some examples. I want you to note that these are just examples. They didn't follow the same project guidelines that I've created for you. They're just to give you some ideas of what your final project might look like. So you can see the roads. These are parallel. There's some intersecting roads. Some other examples of geometry towns. And a few more. One thing that they all have in common though, and that really struck me, is how neat they are. Even from a distance, everything looks nice and neat. So hopefully those examples will give you an idea of how to create your town. Again, today is just introducing you to the project. If you have questions for me or your classmates, just go ahead and write a comment or a question under this assignment, and I'll be on Google Classroom today, and I'll hop on and try to answer your questions as best as I can. For the materials, let me know ASAP, like today would be great if there are any materials you need, because then I can reach out to your families and we can find a good time when you'll be around this weekend, and I can drop them on your front porch or outside your door. So as always, guys, please know that I'm here to help you in any way that I can. I hope you have an amazing Friday. Miss you bunches. And if I don't talk to you today, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.